ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FRL's coverage of Season 10, Division 1. It is currently round 10 of this championship as we come to Pirkanmaa, following the round in Nagoya in which Man50 took victory but was only able to pull 1 point out of T-Jerk's championship lead. T-Jerk looking like the driver in control. We arrive now to this track, an absolute classic among this community. 31 laps around the Pirkanmaa circuit. One of the circuits which changed recently, giving a blanket of snow to the familiar landscape, but the layout stays the same. Large, flat-out sections on future tires will fall away once the tire grip does the same. Who will be brave on the compounds, and who will take victory today? It's anyone's guess. Joining me, as always, is the ever-insightful NASCAR 101.
It's always good to be here in FRL. I'm back. I'm happy. I was originally going to be there in Nagoya, but due to some certain circumstances, I was told to stay out. So, unfortunately, I had to listen to my bosses being to stay out. But I'm happy to be back here at Pirkanmaa circuit and ready to go and ready to watch this race to unfold.
I apologize in advance for any of my Finnish viewers for the butchering of the name of this track. I've been practicing it in the mirror for the last 2 minutes, so I got it quite down. My name is Gus the Goose, and I am thrilled as always to bring you more racing action than we ever have before. We are just about to start the qualifying 10 minutes to see where the grid lines up. T-Jerk has been on an absolute run of qualifying performances over the last 2 seasons. I believe he took 10 poles in Season 9, and while this season hasn't quite been so absolutely insane in a qualifying regard, he has taken 7 so far, so he is on track. He currently has 21 total pole positions in his career. The absolute record belongs to Andy with 22. If he takes pole today, he will tie that record, and he could possibly, by the end of the season, become the most successful qualifier that the sport has ever seen, objectively becoming the fastest driver in FRL. But we will see, because qualifying is often very competitive here in Division 1.
Oh, absolutely. Once again, we still have that little bit of a championship battle between Man50 and TJ. It's gonna be fun. I mean, there could be some possibilities of anything can happen, like, maybe go meet Chris like that can come in. But the rounds the door's starting to close. Let's just say that for sure. The door is definitely starting to close for them. And right now, for the constructors, confirmed racing squad, I think they're in comfortable shape of where they're at right now. The points, I think, at this point, I think they're on the verge of taking it all again before the season even ends.
Appears to be a there we go, slight delay to the qualifying 10 minutes as we are looking to go to qualifying. There are a few liveries that are out of date, so apology to the teams for failing to get those in time. We have been quite busy here in the officials section with certain things happening, but now we are ready to enter the qualifying 10 minutes to set the grid for the Pirkanmaa race, the Grand Prix of Finland here in FRL. The qualifying 10 minutes has begun. We see Leo Parter, D2W championship leader, is taking to the track. He's in that 41 entry, which is usually held by Andrew. As it stands right now, he's looking like he is on course to take that championship in Division 2 West, which will mean he will be part of the Division 1 grid next season if he chooses to return to FRL racing. We know he does like his racing. In that championship, if he has a perfect race and his championship rival Lepre doesn't start, they will have the opportunity to tie on points by the end of the race. That championship is still wide open, and there's no guarantees yet. So Leopardo has to keep his wits about him in that regard, and we'll have a nice Division 1 race to practice first to get him into the mood. You're going to hear a lot about this section of the track. This is the S's section. You can take them flat out on new tires, as well as these two left-handers. There's a bit more track that you can use compared to the rest of the FRL season. But as the tires fall away, you're going to have to be careful because there are some very punishing slowdowns on the outside of those tracks. And then you slow down for this section here, going into a final snail-like hairpin, which takes you onto the short main straight into one of the most brutal first corners on this grid. It doesn't look that sharp, but it is in fact a very sharp hairpin, which is actually also wide. So it's tempting to take it quite lazily from the driver's point of view. It just looks like a right-hander. We come up to it right now, but as you can see, it is a hairpin turn. So expect to see a lot of laps thrown early with that corner.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Especially when dirty air can play a factor in the race. Oh, that can that can make or break someone. So you
There
got
is
to
no
be
dirty
very
air
careful.
during qualifying, but it
Not
is still
qualifying, but the
annoying.
race.
Uh, I know there is no dirty air in qualifying, but you can still be annoyed by the track position of other cars. But in the race, dirty air will be enabled, as Vascar mentioned, and that will be definitely a factor, especially as drivers get kind of used to doing qualifying laps. A lot of FRL drivers practice almost exclusively qualifying laps, as Going Me Chris 2 sets the fastest second sector. It looks for all the world like he has more or less secured third place in this championship. He has 132 points over 79 points for Avaflecki's in third, who's in a bit of a tight fight for fourth, rather. 79 and 74 points for Avaflecki's and Crisscross OMG. As Going Chris 2 sets the provisionally fastest time. Kit Kat falls into second. Avaflecki's into third, 6 tenths off the pace. Old at the Machi, Tax, Sebastian Katoa, and XR3, the drivers who set a qualifying time, as Tofu sets the slowest time, 2.4 seconds off the pace. Brawl Stars Master goes fifth, 6 tenths off Going Chris 2's time, as we follow the number 17 of Soci Imposter, 22:44, going down one of the longer straights on this track. I think it is the second longest straight.
Alrighty. Right now, it's looking in favor of Going Me Chris 2. TJ hasn't had a lap. I saw him; he was aborting the lap after sector 2. So, and now he's back on the track. So he's going to try to take a second chance on this. We're also going to keep an eye out on of course, the teammate, Man Pifting, and see how he's going to do here at Pirkama. So let's just keep our eyes out, keep our eyes peeled, and hopefully see some interesting qualifying.
Obviously, the two fanciest runners in this championship still yet to set a lap time, and Pifting has started their time and is currently fastest in the first sector. We'll keep an eye on T-Jerk's time, who doesn't seem to have started a flying lap yet. And Pifting going through the difficult corners here. This corner can be flat out, but it's a lot more precise than the previous ones. It's easy to get it very wrong. The turn-in point has to be absolutely perfect. And then you come into this section where you slow down the car. Good middle sector so far, but not the fastest. You go into this long snail-like hairpin, which leads into the right-hander onto the main straight. Very tight pit lane entry there. Drivers will have to be aware of that. Van Pifting will cross the beam. Let's see what kind of qualifying time he can set. He goes fastest. The 1:41.141. Very nice and symmetrical.
It's not 141. It's 114. It's a 114.141.
Apologies.
You're all
Smythe
good.
goes 10th, 8 tenths off the fastest time on his return to the Division 1 Championship. And I believe based on starts, this is the last start that he can take outside of Division 2 West before he will start going against his race limit. T-Jerk Boy now does not have a fastest sector, but that does never stop anyone from going fastest. Let's see what kind of lap he can set today. It is fastest.
Ooh, by 8,000. Theoretically, Going Me Chris 2, he can go for another lap and probably push a little bit further. He's only 300ths of a second. And then you got Pifting 8,000ths of a second. That is absolutely insane.
We see XR3 returning to that Lozado seat in the number 5. That car is usually purple. We apologize that we have not removed the paint job of that car that belongs to the Grand Prix in Rio. But it is still a very beautiful paint job celebrating that Brazilian team who joined Division 1 this season, part of the mid-season shakeup that we had of the teams, and has done quite well for themselves in all their division. They were, I believe, all respect, I believe they were the slowest team in Division 2 West last season, the only division they ran, and they are extremely competitive this season. The Brazilian firm doing a wonderful job. We see XR3 is on an outlap right now, so we'll see what he can do. Currently behind Smykos, who started this season in Division One, having been promoted, was given permission to race back in Division Two West, and has started to find that competitive pace that saw him do so well in the latter half of Season 9 and the off-season Oval League. Returning Division One now, having left the championship earlier as a reserve role, and currently 8 tenths off the pace. Yet to score points in Division One, as Smykos looking to rectify that today. As XR3 starts a lap. Oh, and bails it. Just as he goes in the first few corners. That's what I was talking about. Those first corners often invite people to bail their laps early after making a mistake in the first 2 corners.
Alrighty. We see Brossars from Continent Racing.
Looks like there's a little bit of a fight for track position outside of pit lane on all the people on an out lap. They're all trying to be careful not to jump in the way of people on flying laps. That is a a penalty offense, as we see Tax go into the gravel and bail that lap. Still time to do another one. Relatively short lap around here in Pure Conma. Looks like Yoto is leading this gaggle of cars. Is that a lap? It is. No improvement in the first sector for Yoto, currently sitting 8th with a couple of cars behind. I'm not sure if they're on out laps or not.
I'm starting to see one of the either Pifting or TJ starting a lap right now as we speak.
As has been the story in Season 10, Division 1, it's T-Jerk first, Man Pifting second, and Going Me Chris 2. Every now and then those top 2 switch, and every now and then someone else is in third. But we see here those two fancy runners sharing the same part of the track. Neither of them are on a flying lap. These are out laps, but they're going to probably want to get out of their way, and Going Me Chris 2.
Oh no, I think TJ's on a flying lap.
I don't see any sectors indicated. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Yes, he's starting a flying lap now.
Okay, I thought that he did start it. I thought he did at first. Sorry.
I think he bailed an out lap due to track position.
Okay, that's probably the case. Just trying to make sure to keep my eyes out. I'm looking at the track map, trying to make sure. I'm trying to keep an eye out on the yellow ones because that's TJ and Man Pifting. Right now, we are seeing red on sector 1
in that first sector, but it's very marginal. So I'm sure the drivers in second and third will just think, "Oh, where can I get that tiny amount of time?" You can't even blink that quickly. Sebastian Coteau currently sits provisionally in 4th. Has had a brilliant run of qualifying results in the last few races, from my memory, but hasn't really been able to convert them into a race result. Very talented driver that we will monitor throughout the rest of this qualifying session, which comes to a close in approximately 30 seconds. T-Drake fastest in the middle sector. Let's see if we can put an even bigger gap and tie the all-time pole record. Stats need verifying in that regard. As we see Tofu.
See if he create a gap. He does!
A tenth between them. T-Jerk provisionally sits on pole and provisionally sets to tie the record for the all-time pole sitters in this sport. Can Man Pifting respond? It looks like, yes, he is.
Or Gormy Chris.
Lap, what I can see. He wouldn't have time to do an out lap now. No improvement in the first sector, but the margin is so tight that he needs to commit to this lap now.
Also, just make sure to keep your eyes out on Gormy Chris, too. I'm not sure if he's on the lap now.
Checkered flag is out. T-Jerk has decided to go for a double push lap on these tires.
Oh, risky indeed. Red on sector 1, red sector 2. We don't. Yeah. I see red on sector 2. There's no improvements from Pifting. Looking at Chris right now. See where he's going to be going.
Those were very immense times that the top 3 is set. A sub 114 for T-Jerk is
red sector 2. I'm not. Ooh, they could just be battling for P2 at this point between Pifting and Chris. Let's see. They haven't improved on their laps. Pifting, no improvement. No improvement.
Sebastian Coteau proves their time, but not their position. We watch Going Me Chris 2 cut the beam now. Where will they qualify? No improvement on the lap,
Personal.
although only in the third sector. T-Jerk, with 22 pole positions, ties the record with Andy for all-time poles. According to my records, we'll need to verify that later. Man Pifting is second. Going Chris 2 is third. It's impressive qualifying from Sebastian Cateau. Kit Kat and Yoto will be on the next row, followed by Tier Chelvam and Tax, Abaflaki, Sussy Imposter, Brawl Stars Master, Leoparder, Tofu, Ultimachi XR3, and Smykos will take up the rear of the field.
Alrighty. The Finnish Grand Prix is getting ready to start. The total amount of laps. Open my track map. Not track map, my
Get ready to race here in Finland. The snow is on the side of the track. Who will be ice cold today? Let's go!
31
From
laps.
Hirkanma. T-Jerk leads the field of green from Matt Pifting and Goemi Chris 2 into the first corner, as you were from seemingly the entire grid. T-Jerk holds position 1/10 ahead of Matt Pifting, the championship rival. Matt Pifting is drafting ahead and leaving behind Goemi Chris 2, who's under pressure from Sebastian Cateau, who's under pressure himself from Kit Kat. Yoto jumps up to 5th. Kit Kat up to 4th. With a move into the chicane. Let's see, Man Pifting is trying to draft on T-Jerk. T-Jerk is moving to the side to break the draft, dipping his wheel into the snow. He is entitled to do so. Into the first flat out, all the way to the left corner. Let's see how they take this one. T-Jerk ahead of Man Pifting, riding over the curves as they were. Nothing shaking the championship leader right now.
So far, what we're seeing in strategies, most of them are running hard tire compounds. Some of them are running medium, trying to go for a bit more of an aggressive strategy. So let's see how. Absolutely, a slipstream based race. I think Goemi Chris made a mistake. I think he made a slight bit of a mistake.
The inside. Can he take the position? He'll have the draft on the pit straight. Goemi Chris 2 holds position for now, despite the mistake in that opening lap. Fastest mover currently is Avaflakis. Into the first corner, Man Pifting nosing ahead of T-Jerk. They both dip on the snow but maintain their pace. There's nothing between the top two. There's nothing between third and fourth.
Yeah, right now, that chicane can, if you turn a little bit too much, if you put too much wheel rotation, you're going to meet Mr. Barrier, known as the Barrier.
Yoto takes third place on the second lap of this tour.
Currently, we're seeing Chris losing the position to Yoto. Yeah, his position is in jeopardy after making that mistake. He needs to do is trying to regain that position back. If not, it's going to hurt him. Yoto can get pole position. We got to keep our eyes peeled on this. Right now, Chris is under a complete defensive situation. He's not worried about P2 and 1. He's worrying about defending his podium. Let's see how this is going to go.
Down the inside again for Yoto, we see them take drastically different lines into that corner each time. It looks like Goemi Chris 2 has the better one, but
he made a mistake again!
Runs into the snow. Yoto is ahead.
That simple mistake. You could definitely tell, yeah, Chris is definitely on a complete defensive. Right now, he's getting pressured really hard right now. Oh, that is not good for Goemi Chris. He needs to calm it down. We literally have 31 laps of total racing.
The primary tire for this race, the tire you'll be running the most on, is the hard tire. Because it's a slipstream-based race, drivers want to wait as long as possible to pit, because the staying out on older tires in a slipstream is theoretically faster than having newer, softer tires, but not being in any slipstream of any kind.
Yeah.
However, a lot of these drivers only practice short stints on the softs and occasionally the medium. So it looks like Goemi Chris 2 is having to get used to the inferior grip on that hard tire. Hopefully he will settle in now.
Look at the pace at Yoto. Yoto is catching.
Yoto has only made one start this season, Division 1. That result was an 11th place. Yoto is currently in third place, is attempting to pull away from Goemi Chris 2, has the fastest lap of the race, and is probably looking to challenge the comfortable top two, T-Jerk and Man Pifting, the Confirm Racing Squad, who were confirmed at the end of last round as the Constructors' Championships for this season. But the Drivers' Championship couldn't be closer between these two, and it likely won't be settled until the final round. Under
This.
pressure, Yoto from Goemi Chris 2 into that second hairpin on the track. He will have the slipstream. Let's see if he can take the place in the fast left-hander. There's a slipstream, but there's also dirty air waiting for him at the end of this straight.
This is getting very interesting. We're seeing people making drastic moves, making drastic mistakes. Oh boy, I'm looking at the back of between Gomi Chris and Yodo. They're side by side. They're one and the other making mistakes left and right.
There's
As
been
I
a
said,
misadventure on the track somewhere for Kit Kat. He was running 5th place. He's currently down in 13th. Behind
oh
taxi,
my,
under
yeah.
pressure now from Brawl Stars master YT. Sebastian Cattell running very well in 5th position. The midfield is more or less as they were, uh, where they qualified. And now Kit Kat is looking to overtake cars and get back into the points as we have a battle at the very back between Tofu and Smykos fighting for 15th position. Fierce battling, but no points for them as it stands.
No, this is really, really interesting indeed. Oh my, this is a good one.
Mistake for
TJ makes a drastic
Mistake for
mistake. Oh no, championship leader. He makes a drastic mistake. He loses ground. Oh no, no, no. This is not what he likes to see. He can catch up, but at the same time, he is in jeopardy. Repeat. Jeopardy for the championship leader.
Van Pifting has to take this opportunity to run away because T-Jerk is still in the slipstream. The Dutch driver can keep calm and possibly claw his way back up there. We've seen him do it many times before over the seasons, including in his iconic championship run in Season 8, which he just fell short of in the final round, and his militaristic consistency in Season 9, which has only improved in Season 10. We know T-Jerk is a driver who knows how to recover from mistakes, but don't underestimate Van Pifting, who's also very consistent as well. T-Jerk pressuring Goemi Chris 2 for 2nd place, trying to catch back up to the race lead he once held rather comfortably. Riding in the draft into the first corner, let's see who prevails. Heavy onto the brake, into the first corner. T-Jerk noses ahead, but now Goemi Chris 2 is using that inside line to attempt to take it back. Into the chicane we go. T-Jerk noses ahead for 2nd place.
This is a lifeline for Goemi Chris too, and a bit of a lifeline for Yodo if he can capitalize it as well. This shooks up the top 4 by huge tons.
Yodo is now falling out of sync with this top 3 through that battle. Goemi Chris 2 noses ahead. Neg flies ahead of T-Jerk into that corner. It looks like he had a little bit of moment, possibly had to lift after a bad entry, and now finds himself under pressure from Yoto as Goemi Chris 2 is doing what he's been wanting to do all season and pressure Van Pifting and T-Jerk for the lead of this race. Goemi Chris 2 took a pole position and some podiums last season, has absolutely stepped up his game in his 2nd season of the sport, but we know he wants to take that next step forward and wants to take that win. He's in the draft of Van Pifting, but he might be too far back on this particular instance to take that position. We'll see if he can make progress, and we'll see if T-Jerk can strike back once again, as he's done so many times in Season 10.
Oh, look at this. Seeing TJ in P4. What is going on with TJ? He's losing ground. That is not good. Oh,
Yoto
no.
keeps T-Jerk at bay just for the moment, but into that chicane, T-Jerk takes the position. Goemi Chris 2, very wide line to follow Van Pifting through that corner, but seems to have maintained pace. He's now going to ride in the slipstream of the race leader. Half a second as it stands on the middle part of the straight, past the snow-covered evergreens and the Finnish hills. This corner is becoming less and less flat out as each lap progresses, as the hard tire wears ever so slightly. It's not particularly grippy in the first place, as we saw T-Jerk get caught out by on that last lap, but he did well, it seems, to lift out of it before getting a more severe mistake. Round the outside goes Yoto on T-Jerk. They're neck and neck going into the slower corners of this track. T-Jerk stays ahead. Goemi Chris 2 is nosing closer and closer to Van Pifting. Could we see a first-time winner in Division 1 today, or will Confirm Racing Squad be as oppressive as they have been to win the Constructors' Championship as they have this season?
This is just absolutely insane. We thought we were going to see another TJ victory, or at least a Confirmed Racing Squad domination, but we are not seeing that at all right now. We're seeing is a little bit of insanity coming in. We're seeing TJ just losing a bit of pace and not being pressured by multiple drivers from Yoda, and now Sebastian. Well, so it looks like Yoda actually lost a little bit of pace. Look, hang on. Give it a moment. Look at the P5 Yodo. Yodo lost a lot of ground.
Mistake for Yodo. He falls behind Sebastian Coteau, who's running in fourth. A driver who used to run out in front all the time is enjoying life in fourth place is Sebastian Coteau, and now he can tow off a slipstream of the race leaders in front for a while and attempt to maintain that position. Going me Chris 2 is fighting man Pifting, and this is something I haven't been able to say much in season 10, but Going me Chris 2 takes the lead of the race. Man Pifting fights back.
Absolutely insane.
Man Pifting can still fight back. He's with them. He has the momentum into the braking zone. Who will fall victim to the dirty air? It might be both of them. They're trading position every single millisecond. This will decide who will be. We see Going Me Chris 2 takes a different line from the other drivers. Under pressure for Man Pifting. Can he nose ahead? Not yet, but he'll probably try to take him by the end of the straight using the slipstream. It's all down to turn 1. Man Pifting and Going Me Chris 2 fighting it out like the brutal rivals that we wish they'd be at the beginning of the season. Going Me Chris noses ahead, but takes a wider line that seems to have worked for him. Man Pifting strikes back with the up and the under. Man Pifting takes back the lead of this race, and Tedrick Boy is not far behind.
Now, this is a battle we like to see from two different teams, Going Me Chris 2 and Man Pifting. But keep an eye on TJ. TJ regained a lot of pace there, though. So Going Me Chris 2 can be sandwiched. But at the same time, we can also see Going Me Chris using this advantage in his beautiful favor. He made a lot of ground after just having a little bit of a bad start, but now fighting for the lead, takes the lead back again. Pifting and Going Me Chris
takes back the lead of this race.
My goodness.
And then Pifting strike back.
This is some absolutely superb racing over here. Oh my goodness.
The top 5 have absolutely left the entire field behind. Kit Kat has recovered up to 6th place and is currently in a very tight fight with XR3 and Tiu Chelvam, with Leoparder not far behind.
Right now we're just seeing the battle between Pifting and Chris 2, but now TJ is going to be joining in the fun. But keep an eye out. This could also play a bit in the favor of Sebastian Coteau. So we got to keep our eyes out on the top 4. Let's see how things are going to play out.
I mean, Chris 2 drafting Man Pifting. These two cars have been inside each other's player models for this entire race, it would seem. We're already on lap 10 of this 31 lap race, forgive me. The top 5 have left the rest of the field behind. Look at the map in the right-hand side of your screen. You can see that large gap behind the cyan blue dot moving down the top straight. That is the gap the top 5 has left. That is the oppressive lead that they have. But they are running away because they are trying to outdo each other. A high-speed game of chess. Man Pifting round the outside into the snow. Noses ahead of Going Me Chris 2. Can he maintain the lead? Just barely, but Going Me Chris 2 is nosing ahead again. All the while, Tedrick is ready to pounce if these two, getting each other's way too much, find themselves in the snow, and Tedrick can take back the lead, or he'll try to do it on pure pace.
Yeah, what's the expected lap that you think they're going to be pitting?
It's hard to say because it's a short lap time, but it is a long-distance track, and it is a very grip-sensitive track. So, that it's also, a slip race, so people are going to want to stay out on their tires as long as possible. I haven't talked to anybody about strategy before this race, so I imagine it's going to be probably just a 2/3 thing. It is about a 30-lap race, 31. So, chances are we're going to see
21, 22.
Late teens, most likely.
Oh, late teens.
Teens, probably even 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, around maybe approximately around lap 18 to lap 22. That's my estimate guess. Right now, Chris is just absolutely doing so well right now. Just battling, not even just one, but both Confirmed Racing Squad cars. That is absolutely insane. But I give him props where props is due. Chris is absolutely having a race of his life right now. This is now something that the Confirmed Racing Squad are now being put on notice. Even if things happen, this will definitely put Confirmed Racing Squad on complete notice for sure. This is a race for going with Chris too. He's having the pace, he's having the challenges, and he is capitalizing it. That is absolutely just peak performance at the moment right now as we speak.
Fleming Chris 2 currently leads this field on lap 12, but is under pressure from the absolutely dominant Confirmed Racing Squad cars, who have taken a 1-2 at every single race so far in Season 10. Absolutely unprecedented. Ava Flackies has DNF'd from this race. The driver in fourth in the championship is out of this race. His closest rival, Crisscross OMG, did not start this race, so his P4 is still safe as it stands now. Man Pifting nosing ahead of going Chris 2 and Tedrick Boy as it stands now. There's battles everywhere on the field, but none more intense than the one for the lead, but I'll mention them offhand briefly. We have a battle for 8th place, which Kit Kat and Tia Chelbam have left behind. Yoto, first driver into the pits. The 28 car.
I think that's way too early.
He is in.
Oh, because he's on the medium tire, that's why.
He's gone for another medium. So interesting. He's not going for the one stop, it would seem. He wants to do maximum pace to the end. Old Damachi joins him, as well as Brawl Star and Sesame Pots for 22.44. Slightly long in the box for Machi, but does make it through. As it stands, this promotes Tofu and Smykos up to 12.
Sesame Imposter's going hard. These are interesting strategies, but I don't know. But let's just wait and see if they can capitalize it.
Here's a familiar story from last season, Division 2 East. It's Tia Chelbam and Kit Kat fighting out on track. Currently fighting for 5th place. Was for 6th place before Yoto pitted. We're looking to see Yoto make progress through the field. As a tight battle for 7th. XR3, Leopardo and Tax in that as it stands. And Sebastian Cateau having a bit now of a lonely race, having survived the opening tour, something he has struggled with in the previous races, and he survived so far. So strong improvement from him. Currently running in a strong 4th, once one of the top drivers in this series, returning and hopefully returning to some form. But a bit lonely out there. Can't catch up to the leaders, but definitely has a strong gap over the people behind. We look to him to make progress today.
And now TJ has retook the lead of the race, but Chris is still in full-blown challenge mode, still right on the tails of one of the Confirmed Racing Squads. This is
the corner cuts are going me Chris through. He corner cuts into the hairpin. The chance of victory possibly bleeding away. What a brilliant race it was to that point. He could still recover. He has a second, but he will be fuming at that mistake. The Swift GP driver. He looks behind to see if he's under pressure for Sebastian Cateau. It looks like he's safe for now, but he has to put his head back down and try to catch back up. 3rd place is still on today, but it's quite a big time loss he is now.
Oh, no.
The track is high speed, but the corner cuts are brutal. We have seen, first and foremost, what a low-speed cut on a high-speed track means, as we watch Kit Kat and his old sparring partner, Tia Chelbam. These two are separated by 1 point at the end Division East Championship. Last season, the number 13 driver, the number 14 driver, the numbers even separated by just 1, and they seem to find each other everywhere they race. Kit Kat is currently chasing Tia Chelbam for what is currently 5th place. Yoto pitted and gave them a position. If that strategy doesn't work, they possibly are in for a very strong result. Kit Kat's best result of the season was a 4th in Buenos Aires, and the best result for Tia Chelbam, I do not have it on my notes, but we will provide that to you very shortly.
Man, things were going so great. Wait a minute, TJ made a mistake. Look at the time graph right now. Oh, mistake. No, he did make a mistake.
A mistake for Tedrick. The gaps are opening up with these small mistakes. High speed, track, low speed cuts. This is what it means. Is he under pressure now from going me Chris 2? We'll have to see in the following laps. He is less than a second behind. Man Pifting now has a bit more of a comfortable lead that Tedrick will have to cut into a bit harder when you're not cutting through other cars to get back to the front. Sebastian Cateau now
goes wide.
Or he was before that corner. From the leaders out in front, still not enough to get a slipstream, but he is still running comfortably in 4th as Kit Kat overtakes Tia Chelbam for 5th place. The number 13 driver is in 5th.
I literally saw that time graph and I saw him going from like less than like 4 to 5 tenths and all suddenly a second. It's like, oh no. Now this gives a lifeline for Gomi Chris too. He has a second chance. He can take that second chance now.
It's going to be tricky from this far back because of the corners keep cutting off his slipstream, but he can make it. There are two very long straights on this track where he can possibly recover. These top three have been imperious this season, but it seems relative to each other, they can't quite always match each other's pace.
Oh my. As I thought things couldn't get more crazy, we see championship contenders like TJ making mistakes that can cost him victory. Oh my, and then seeing people like Goemi Chris too starting to finally get the pace and all suddenly making mistakes, drama, complete craziness happening here in Finland.
Brawl Stars Master and Ola Damachi are battling for 11th place. Those two have been swapping positions throughout the entire lap. We'll see who can maintain it now. Machi is ahead into the fast sweepers. Brawl Star Master has a spear inside line. Who can master this turning point? That's very important. Both into the snow, but you're able to do that on that particular corner. Still neck and neck between these two for the final 2 points positions on this track. Kit Kat a few laps ago overtook Tir Chelvam and put a 2-second gap on him. Tir Chelvam probably made a mistake somewhere because he fell into the clutches of Leoparder, who has now gone up to 6th place. If I am not mistaken, Leoparder has not made a Division 1 start this season, so currently on for a very strong result is the
Hey, TJ might have made a mistake again. Look at it again. TJ might have made a mistake again. He's now under challenge.
Under pressure now from Goemi Chris 2. Great catch, Baskar. Into the fast left-handers now. He's too far back to make a move, but there are lots of long straights up ahead. They need to put their head down. They need to stop making these mistakes if one of them wants to trump the other. Manpifting is looking back and possibly smiling in the mirrors of that black and yellow number 7 car because all this.
Oh, look at that pace!
Are giving him.
Look at that pace that Chris is going.
Goemi Chris 2 is catching up now. Into the slower corners of the track.
Oh my goodness!
Into the snail they go. Inside line for Goemi Chris 2. Up and under. He pits. He throws the dummy. Goemi Chris 2 pits. Sebastian Cato is in as well. Late teens. Lap 18 for Goemi Chris 2. Is this an undercut type track? We will see. It is definitely better to stay in the slipstream, but T-Jerk has been falling out of that as it stands. Kit Kat yet to pit, goes up to 3rd. Yoto has pitted, but is on the mediums and needs to make another stop onto a different tire compound. Goes 4th. Interesting to see that Yoto didn't gamble on the hards and possibly open up an opportunity for multiple strategies. It looks like a lot of the field is in now, except for the drivers who have already pitted. That promotes Yoto up to 4th, but like I said, needs another stop. The top 3, Manpifting, T-Jerk, and Kit Kat, need to stop. It's lap 18. You're watching FRL's coverage of Season 10, Division 1, here in Pierre Conma.
I cannot believe. I just keeping eyes on these the time score, and just seeing someone losing pace. Yeah, look at that. TJ is just going complete wide. He is losing.
Falling away.
I think he has to pit here soon. He's going to have to pit. He is not doing well.
We're neck and neck before that pit stop, so this will be a good visual indicator on the undercut versus the overcut. He does go into the pit. The number 87 crew is waiting for the championship leader. Will he have a clean stop, unlike last round?
Kit Kat is pitting too.
It was slightly long in the box, but it was a generally clean stop for the 87 crew. Where does Goemi Chris 2 come out relative? We know it was a bit of a scruffy lap, and he is ahead, so the undercut has worked, and the scruffy in lap for T-Jerk has given Goemi Chris 2 the position. Yoto is currently 2nd, but owes the field another pit stop. Will likely stop for the softs late on in this race.
I mean, it's a bold strategy to go for the softs, but I think the race is playing with in favor for Chris. Even when Chris makes a mistake, something happens, giving him the ultimate lifeline. That is absolutely just crazy to see.
Switching on to the softer tires, Goemi Chris 2 on this first flying lap has set the fastest first sector. T-Jerk is, of course, on an out lap, so we don't have a timer on his sector times just yet, so don't discount him until we see his lap times. Chances are Goemi Chris 2 is going to set the fastest lap of this race, although it's no improvement in the middle sector. It's a 10-second lead now for Manpifting, who does still need to stop, and does so now. The 7 crew is waiting. He seemed to have a relatively clean in lap, so this will be a better indicator of how that undercut works. He had about a 1.8-second lead on his rivals in this race. We'll see how it plays out now. Gomi Chris 2 has passed Yoto. Gomi Chris 2 takes the lead of this race and sets the fastest lap. So the undercut appears to have worked.
Oh, there we go. Here we go.
Behind Sebastian Coteau now. He has traffic, but traffic also gives him the slipstream to catch up back to the leaders. Same with T-Jerk, who's currently slipstreaming Yoto as it stands, but not close enough rather, to make a move. Gomi Chris 2 controls this race on lap 20.
I thought I see everything until something surprises me. And this has been surprising to see. Absolutely crazy seeing Confirmed Racing Squad being pressured by Gomi Chris 2 and seeing that TJ is not having the pace of a lifetime and it's just having issues with the track and the tires here in Finland. But this is just absolutely superb.
This is certainly a unique track on the calendar. In that regard, a lot of drivers love it. A lot of drivers don't like it, but it has an interesting challenge compared to other tracks. It's all about braveness going into corners.
Oh, yeah. TJ gets the fastest lap.
Don't discount T-Jerk just yet. You can see he's still within striking distance of that race lead, approximately 1.4 seconds from it. That is enough to get a slipstream, as well as the fact that he has a slipstream from Yoto and can likely slingshot off Yoto to start putting Gomi Chris 2 under pressure. Man Pifting stayed out the longest and seems to have struggled the most, but he will have the fresher tire later on in the stint, which is very important. This is a grip-sensitive track. Tofu comes in for another stop. The fastest first sector now belongs to Man Pifting, having been slipstreaming the entire time. T-Jerk passes Yoto for second place. And now it looks like Man Pifting is looking to set that fastest lap. So the fastest lap is moving down the field as it stands now across the championship contenders.
This is some good racing right over here. Seeing strategies being played, people being bold. This is what a race should be, and this is fun to watch.
Yoto is a currently the meat inside a Confirmed Racing breaded sandwich. I'm hungry. Gomi Chris 2 leads this race from T-Jerk and Yoto, but Yoto has done 2 mediums and will need to stop again. The weather is clear. There's snow on the ground next to the track. It is a beautiful day to go racing in Finland. Fastest lap belongs to Man Pifting. Sebastian Coteau is probably thankful for all these stops. He was one of the earlier stoppers because now he can tow off Man Pifting and just follow along. And Yoto needing to stop again, it will give Sebastian Coteau track position to secure 4th place. Sebastian Coteau's best result of this season is P6. So that would be
right now
as it stands now.
Right now, the gap between TJ and Gomi Chris is 7/10 now. Well, yeah, 7/10 now. So let's see how this is going to go. I think you got one that's trying to push, and the other one maybe trying to conserve. I think this is what, like, a little bit of a strategy. I think Chris is waiting for TJ to reel him in and then really start to push the grip on the tires. That's what it could be. Oh, TJ might have lost a little bit of pace. Yes, he does. He does lose a little bit of pace. A little bit of a mistake that happened.
He took a bad line in that corner and had to bail.
I think that TJ's really pushing everything that he have on these tires, but I don't think it's playing within favor. I think this is something that Gomi Chris likes to see. I think Gomi Chris is trying to be a bit more conservative. He's running a bit more cleanly while TJ is in a bit of a desperate situation here.
The body language of that 87 shows that it doesn't want to turn, but we know T-Jerk is a strong driver who knows how to deal with these pressure situations. Giving pressure and applying pressure and taking pressure. Gomi Chris 2 is your race leader. 1 second back is T-Jerk. That is still enough to get a slipstream. The tires are starting to settle in a bit. No improvements from any drivers in the first sector so far. We see Tio Chalvam chasing Brawl Stars master YT, who I think is one of the drivers who is on the Yoto strategy. I'm not quite sure. It's a
I
very
think
wide
TJ made a
line of
mistake
all
again.
cars.
Whoa. Hang on,
Huge
look
helm
at
up
TJ.
to seventh.
TJ might have made a mistake again. He lost a bit of pace. The car is not reacting the way he wants it.
T-Jerk is now falling into the clutches of Man Pifton. Goemi Chris 2 is now pulling away a small gap. Machi says the two-stop might not be working. One of the drivers on that strategy looks like the one-stop is the dominant strategy of the day. All of the Machi, who is not
Goemi Chris lost a bit of pace.
Oh, major mistake from the race leader. Now deeply under pressure from T-Jerk. This is a mistake-sensitive track. Can he maintain the lead now as he has before? One mistake and you are out of it. Let's see if he is now. Into this fast corner. The slipstream is now well and truly on for T-Jerk. The race lead is now well and truly on for T-Jerk. He has to put his head down now, does the Swift GP driver. He's controlled this race. He has to just maintain that pace. T-Jerk now under pressure. Do they dip into the snow? No, they stay on the track. Goldman Chris 2 stays ahead as a stand, but the slipstream is strong here at Birkanma.
Wait, TJ's falling back.
He's getting T-Jerk.
Oh my goodness, this is actually quite something. I think he might have intentionally gave the position to Pifty. I think he's realizing that Pifty might have the car for it.
We'll have to see what they say after the race debrief. They could just be battling very hard as Yoto makes their final stop. The two-stop strategy doesn't appear to be working, but they'll have the fastest tire at the end of this race, and they will be able to cut, hopefully, through the field and set some imperious pace. They had such a strong first stint that they are going to make the second stop work the best, most likely. Goemi Chris 2 now watching the teammates behind. T-Jerk overtakes Matt Pifton going into the corner. They're both going to have a slipstream on Goemi Chris 2. Both of them have the chance to take the lead away from the Swift GP driver. Look at them gaining on him, but Goemi Chris 2 had a great exit out of the corner. How does he enter this one? This is the hardest corner on the track, if you ask many drivers. As the grip wears down, maintains the lead, but just barely. Matt Pifton is now, he can smell the gearbox oil of the Swift GP driver. Into the next fast corner. Does anyone take the snow? Matt Pifton does, but maintains pace. Matt Pifton round the outside. Matt Pifton to the lead of the race.
This is absolutely terrific. This is a chess game at its complete finest.
The confirmed Racing 1-2 and Goemi Chris 2 third trend that has haunted this season could possibly still be on. Goemi Chris 2 now tucks into the slipstream of Man Pifton. Man Pifton has not been the greatest on pace today, but has definitely made the least mistake out of these top threes. Goemi Chris 2, it's tentative into the corner, as that's how you take that corner. Into the slipstream. It's a short run here to this fast chicane. Easy to run wide into the gravel. We saw Tax do it in qualifying. They stay clean now. Into this corner. They take the same line. Goemi Chris 2 is attempting to follow Man Pifton. He could take the lead back now. He says, don't forget about me.
My goodness, indeed. This is still a race that Chris can still win. It's just, you just got to make the moves right. Put the pressure at the right moment, at the right time.
They're neck and neck going into this corner. Does anyone take the snow? Just slightly, but maintains pace. Goemi Chris 2 is now starting to nose back ahead, but so is Man Pifton. This is the part of the track where Man Pifton's been the strongest. Into this corner. Into the next. Into the snail. We're about to start the 27th tour of this race of a 31-lap contest.
We're approaching the 5 laps to go.
If they could keep it clean, we are looking for a blockbuster finish today. T-Jerk is behind. T-Jerk, he has a late braking, but he gets punished for it. He falls just slightly back into where he was. Goemi Chris 2 chasing Man Pifton. Here on one of the oldest tracks, one of the most classic tracks here on this calendar. Goemi Chris 2 into the corner where he's been so strong. Down this straight. Man Pifton takes a slightly wider line. Goemi Chris 2 is not in the slipstream, but appears to have the overspeed on Man Pifton. Back into the draft. Into this fast left-hander. One of the finest corners on any FRL road course. Goemi Chris 2. The lead of the race again, but Man Pifton's cutting back under him. These are the corners where it can all fall away from you, as it has for all three of these drivers at some point in this race. Through the snow, maintains pace. Man Pifton maintains the lead. Now T-Jerk is with them, having been sitting behind this entire time. Going Chris 2 is starting to get swamped by the Confirm Racing Squad drivers. All three have shown militaristic consistency. Into the snail they go.
Oh,
Going Chris
Chris
2
made a
falls on
bit
a
of.
sink. It was a bad line.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Line for him to take. Now it's Confirmed Racing Squad 1-2. Oh no, this is going to be another one.
The undercut strategy brought him the lead of this race, but now his tires are falling away faster than the other two drivers in front. By that logic, Van Pifting is in the box seat to win this race, but T-Jerk still has a strong slipstream, and T-Jerk currently is listed as the race leader, but barely anything between them. Any one mistake can put any of these drivers in any of these three positions. 4 seconds back is Sebastian Coteau. He might not be a factor as it stands, but we will monitor his progress through the field in the Funny Group Racing car. He's currently set for his best result of the season. Goemi Chris 2 is falling out of sync. The tire grip is getting away from him, and he doesn't have the slipstream to mask it. Van Pifting and T-Jerk side by side. The two black and yellow Confirm Racing Squad cars. The team's champion for seasons 10 in Division 1 are still fighting each other to be the drivers' champions. Goemi Chris 2 is chasing into the snail.
Once again, it's not over till it's over. Anything can go. Anything can happen.
On the 29th lap, we're nearing the end of this story. T-Jerk and
3 laps to go.
Fighting it out in front. Goemi Chris 2, 0.6 of a second behind them.
Yeah, he's starting to lose grip. Like, once again, anything can go.
Anything can happen at the end of this race. We could still be on for a blockbuster finish between the top two, or even the top three. They're side by side going down the first of the long straights on this track into the fast corner. There's about a 1 lap differential between each of these tires. Going Chris pitted first, then T-Jerk, and then Van Pifting.
Oh, so TJ made a mistake.
As I say, it equalizes. T-Jerk now under pressure from Goemi Chris 2. As Baskar said a moment ago, it is not over until it's over. He's now under pressure for second place.
Literally the pressure. Once we, it's a lot to take in right now. Literally one little mistake, and now all suddenly your heartbeat races and your races start to slowly fade a little bit. This is something. We're at 2 laps ago here in Finland right now. My goodness, this is a race.
Goemi Chris 2 is now pressuring T-Jerk, who is starting to pull just a bit away from that mistake, but it has given him a stronger slipstream down this long straight where Goemi Chris 2 has been strong throughout this race. Van Pifting is your leader. 1 second back is third place, Goemi Chris 2. 5 seconds back is fourth place, Sebastian Coteau. These three have left the rest of the field definitively behind.
Oh, this is just fun to see.
They'll take the white flag next time by. Goemi Chris 2 is falling back out of sync with T-Jerk, who's attempting to catch back up to the race leader. Is it much too late for goodbyes for another victory for T-Jerk? Van Pifting won last time. Can he take what I would believe to be, I'll double check. Yes, that would be his first consecutive victory of this season. Shocking to say from a driver who's been historically so strong on so many different types of tracks. The white flag will be taken by Van Pifting. White flag sponsored by All This Snow. Van Pifting is your race leader from T-Jerk and Goemi Chris 2 in third. The order we've been so used to, but Goemi Chris 2 has controlled most of this race until a late race error, followed by a few more, as saw it fall away from him. Can he still claw it back? He has 1 more lap to get a better result.
Right now, we're not gonna see the domination of TJ winning this race unless something happens, or we may not see something. Like, anything can go. Goemi Chris 2 is in P3. He's been doing terrific. Despite the errors, this has been a good race so far for him. Right now, Pifting is leading the race. We have TJ trying to gain back the pace, but I don't think it could be good enough. Anything can go, though.
Goemi Chris 2, a mistake for T-Jerk. Going Chris
There
2
it is!
up into second place on the final lap. He has shown his potential as a future dominant driver in this sport, going Chris 2. But the dominant driver of old has struck back at the end. Going Chris 2 led most laps. Matt Pifting led the one that mattered. Here in Pirkanmaa, it's victory for Matt Pifting. He wins 2 races in a row in season 10 for the first time. And going Chris 2, his best
No,
result
TJ!
of the season. TJ hits the wall,
TJ!
which gives Sebastian
No!
Kittel a return to the podium as Teacher hits the lead.
Wow!
Kittel back on the podium in Formula Roblox League. Welcome back, Seb. We missed having you up there. And for the first time this season, it is not a confirmed Racing Squad 1-2. Going Chris 2, a best result of the season. His former is third. Sebastian Kittel is former best result of the season.
Oh my goodness! Man, I can't stop laughing. TJ! What happened to TJ? He crashed! We
For the
see it
first
after.
time this season, a confirmed Racing Squad driver does not finish on the podium. Kit Kat comes home in an admirable 5th. Tio Chelram ties his best result of the season in 6th. XR3 has the best result of the season in 7th. Formerly, that was 8th. Yoto ties their best result of the season. Leo Parter is into the points in Division 1 race for the first time this season. All Stars Master is in 10th. Tax is in 11th. Machi is in 12th. Good points there. And the drivers outside of the points, Sussy Imposter, 22.44. Smykos and Tofu finishes the race for the first time in Season 10. T-Jerk has left the server. He is out of it. He is enraged. For a driver of his standards, I'm sure he is not happy with his performance today.
No.
But a bad day for T-Jerk is still 4th place. Sebastian Kittel with the surprise podium of the day.
Oh my goodness. I'm lost. I'm lost of words. I am
Going Chris
completely
2 took his best result of the season on pure pace. He fought the leaders. He did the undercut strategy. It started to not work, but then the same tire wear caught up to T-Jerk, and he took that result. And
wow.
T-Jerk incensed with himself. A lot of FRL drivers do that. They smash the wall at the end and use the momentum to roll over to the checkered flag. But in this case, it gave him a 4th place.
Oh my goodness.
Some positives to take for T-Jerk. He is now tied for the all-time polls according to my record with 22. Well, we only need to verify that. But I believe the other drivers in that top 3 don't really take a lot of pole positions these days. Man Pifting, Mark Antonello, and Andy. So it's a fairly done deal. A lot of best results in of the season in this field. We got a best result of the season for Sebastian Gateau. Tio Chelvam tied his. XR3 got a best result. And Goemi Chris 2 got a best result of the season. So lots of drivers showing insane improvements. And it's good to welcome Sebastian Gateau back up to the front of this field. He is my driver of the day. Not just because he got the podium, but that 4th place was he took it and he never let it go.
Yeah, so from what I've been seeing, I'm looking at our chat room in our Discord. Someone said this, and I think they said it perfectly. This is the worst mistake since Mochi's flip at New Jersey. My goodness. That's a deep cut indeed. This is wow.
T-Jerk still has a comfortable championship lead, but obviously it has been shortened a bit. Man Pifting 1st, T-Jerk 4th, but T-Jerk also took pole, so that gives him an extra 3 points. He will still be the championship leader, but it is
not by much though.
And points, I believe, and I will double check this. Yes, first points of the season for Old at the Machi. Very good drive for the TMP Motorsports driver. Made that strategy work. And that is their second points, that team's second points finish of the season. How about you tell the ladies and gentlemen who you are?
I am the shocked, still processing Baskar 101.
And my name is Gus the Goose, my friend and yours. And I will see you when Formula Roblox League returns, but don't go anywhere. In just about 3 hours, you will see Leo Potter attempt to strengthen his championship lead in the West, and then later tonight or tomorrow morning, depending where you live. D2 East race also awaits you. More action after this.